Inside I heard the trumpets call, a salute to the champions on the wall. And in the jazz of squalls and in passion brawls she danced.
I'm gonna go find a phone and give a call to Elias Dupree.
Elias Dupree, refresh my memory.
The White Council old guy.
Oh yes. Elias Dupree. Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a call.
About
this? Maybe it's magical. She did mess with a bad ley
Did she
line
text you?
Not yet, but I
Oh, I'm not there?
No, you don't know yet.
Oh,
no,
okay,
no, that's all right. That's why I was like, wait, where did you find out from?
So
no,
I contacted her because
I was brooding on top of the hospital, you know, and I overheard it.
I'm Dragon Man.
I contacted her because I know that she's with her phone like 24/7. The rest of you, I may not hear from for a few days.
She knew I was waiting to answer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna send a text to the group saying, Dela's really sick, guys. And then I'm gonna be like, I don't know if it has to do with our expedition that I'll put in quotation marks, or if it's something else I'll put in quotation marks.
Yeah, so you all get this text. Okay. Dela's really sick. No emojis, which means it must be serious. Dela's in room. Do you want to tell them what room she's in?
Yeah,
room 207.
Hospital 207.
Right. Tulane Medical Center. Dela's in room 207. She's sick. Yeah. So
I'm not gonna lie, because if all I got was Dela's really sick, I don't know if it's from this or that. I probably wouldn't have thought too hard about it.
Yeah.
But it was like, she's in this room in the hospital. Oh, wait a second.
But there were no emojis, guys.
Yeah, emojis are a dead giveaway if they're not in there. Yeah. Responses, what are you guys going to do? Anything? I mean, you may just, FYI, go to sleep for the night.
What time is it now?
It's about probably 9 o'clock. Probably 9 o'clock.
I'm in my stride, so yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I text back, need help.
Yeah.
We'll let you know, but if this is something else, then we might need a expert in the field. I don't know if these doctors are going to be able to help.
Okay.
You guys would know who to contact more than I would.
Well, the Elias.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be a good person. Yeah, I'll throw his name.
Isn't he like mentoring you guys, or he'd offered? I don't know.
Well, remember, the only way I believe you could contact him was with the bowl he gave you.
Oh, that's right.
Is that it? With the water. Yeah, he doesn't have a phone. Well, now you have a phone number for the White Council. You can call them, and you've got a catchphrase that you use.
I'm passed out.
Yeah, you're unconscious. You would have definitely not told them any of that information. That's kind of super secret.
Wait, Elias Dupree, that's your boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
The Lucky Charms guy.
With the one arm is like one side is gauntleted, big Y-hander, claymore or something.
Yeah, I cannot figure out where the picture that I had of him went. I had that picture I showed you guys, and I've lost it. And I can't find it on the internet anymore, which is sad.
I could have sworn you had it in your book.
I thought you did too.
I don't think it's in my book anymore. Well, maybe it is in my book. Oh, yeah, it is in my book. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, but I just thought I'd kept the digital copy of it, and I hadn't. So. Anyway.
I don't remember the digital copy. I just remember you turning it around this is him in the book.
Because I was wanting to use a digital copy, when we get to that episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be nice, actually.
Yeah. Scan it, email it to yourself.
I may have to do that. Yeah.
Is there anything about her condition or the way she looks right now that...
Well, she's sleeping pretty peacefully periodically. I mean, the breathing treatment seems to be working pretty well. She's breathing smoothly. They've got oxygen on her and stuff like that. A nurse comes in, draws some blood, and then, leaves. Vital signs have got the little... Her pulse rate seems, a little high, maybe around 90, but it's not bad high. And then the blood pressure seems pretty normal. Again, a little high, but not terrible. You can definitely tell that the fever has gone down, but she still looks really bad. Pale, dark circles. Yeah.
So what I know, like as a magic user, about people, this being odd for somebody like her to be sick.
Give me a lore check. It's a very good question there. That's not bad. It's even at least.
+2.
You know that most wizards are pretty immune to diseases. You know, full-fledged wizards don't get sick much. You know, other practitioners, yes. But something about being a wizard, when you are fully imbued with the power, it just keeps you really healthy. Okay. You've even heard stories about wizards who lose, like, fingers, you know, being able to regrow them over time. So, you know, they're kind of crazy, yeah, like that.
Okay, so I'll text the group that this is serious. Wizards do not get sick.
Yeah.
So this is, we need to figure something out.
Well, we can contact her cohorts if we knew how to do that. Or Percy Lestrange, maybe? I don't know.
What about the voodoo place?
Oh yeah. Was it Marie Laveau?
Marie Laveau's Voodoo Emporium?
Yeah.
You can try that if you want.
No,
They are closed right now.
I call and okay. New message. Okay.
Marie Laveau's Voodoo Emporium will open has hours of 8 in the morning to 8 at night or something like that.
Were we privy to the conversation where he mentioned the bowl, or was that?
I believe you were. I believe you were in the room with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he gave her the bowl.
Everybody was there, because I was really ticked.
Because he offered you guys apprenticeships, if you remember.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
But isn't her house booby trapped?
Yep.
Yeah. You don't have a way to get past the wards unless she gives you a way to overcome the wards. And I don't think you've gotten around to making any kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
We could get the bowl from texting back and forth.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
get the
that
bowl
sounds
from her
like-
house.
that sounds
Doesn't her house have booby traps? You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do we contact Elias?
Oh, this stuff's over tech.
I don't know.
What's the worst thing would happen if I broke into her house, though?
That's what I was thinking.
You might get killed.
I can take it.
Shrug it off.
You might get killed, or you might get frozen. You have to get
I don't have anything that would kill people.
right. You have the
because that would go
freezing
against
ward,
the
right?
code.
Yeah, you have the freezing ward, right? Well, no. Technically, if you put a ward there, you're not killing them with magic; they're killing themselves. That's how Harry got around having deadly wards on his house too.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think I ended up not having any deadly wards.
No, I think you just had
because
this the freezing
of that.
ward,
So
frozen
the
place.
freezing place, and
We
yeah.
didn't see the ring doorbell.
The big thing about it though is the house would just probably magically lock you out, so you could not get in. You do know her wards are set up so that they just seal everything down, and so if you set them off, it's just going to lock her house down for like 24 hours, and you're not going to be able to get in.
Is it?
Now I have a question. If somebody's been invited into my house before,
No. Mm-mm.
no, okay,
That just means if they're a vampire or a wizard, they can come in
gotcha.
and won't lose their power. So yeah.
I'm gonna call Gabriel Beaumont.
Okay. You call Gabriel Beaumont. Ring, ring, ring. Picks up 9 o'clock, and he says, "Hello."
Hey, this is Miranda Gagnon. I don't know who we're...
Right. The Knight of the Cross. Right. What can I do for you?
I know that this is a little bit left of center of what we deal with, but you wouldn't happen to have like a bowl that you could use to contact White Council?
No. I work with the church. I don't have any way of contacting the White Council.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. What's up?
Well, I have a friend who's really ill, and I think that what's ailing her is sort of beyond the realm of what the doctors can handle. And I was
Magical
trying to...
sickness or something like that?
Yeah, and so I'm trying to get in touch with, like, literally any other wizard.
He says, well, I don't know any wizards, but where are you at?
Tulane Medical Center, room 207.
Yeah, let me come see. Maybe I know a few things. Let me see what I can find out.
Okay, thank you.
He says he'll be see you there in about 45 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Only person.
During those 45 minutes, anybody else going to do anything? You are heading over to the hospital.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
arrive there. Bunk arrives. Okay, in the room.
There she is.
The rest of you, yeah, she looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
She's got the stuff, the breathing mask on and the oxygen. They've got her all hooked up to the little machines that are monitoring her vitals. She looks really bad. Almost a grayish color. Dark colors underneath her eye. Dark circles underneath her eyes. Pretty sick. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just like wondering, would they allow us to go visit her?
Yeah.
They would.
Yeah.
Because I'm not nice to you.
Well, and the other thing is that she's not contagious as near as I can tell. She's just sick.
And this is the 80s. People wait.
No, it's not. It's 2010.
2010.
They're still hip in 2010.
2010.
I'm
Only
not
12
the
years ago.
millennial.
No one cares.
You can smoke inside there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, 2010. I mean, it's reasonably modern.
I'd probably go just for
What's your
curiosity's sake.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
What time did Volt leave my place?
Probably around 5. You probably have finished up the final touches on the armor. You only had a couple more hours.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, you're done with it. Yeah.
Nice.
Then if they'll allow us to visit, then yeah, I'll go.
All right, you guys roll up there. You've been there for maybe 15 minutes. You're kind of... she looks bad. Dela looks pretty bad. And Gabriel Beaumont knocks on the door and kind of sticks his head in, and he says, "Hey, let me see how Dela looks." He walks over and he kind of looks at her and says, "She doesn't look good at all, does she?" He says, "Any idea what might have caused it?"
There was a jar that we recovered from the bottom of a bunch of water. That may not be it. There's also some magical things going on.
The ley line thing, probably.
Yeah.
Ley line. I remember you talked something about the ley lines as well. Yeah.
She's been talking about it for a little while now. There's something tainted about one of them. It's unwell. It's sick. Maybe it spread to her somehow. You know.
It's possible. He walks over to her and you know she has this little kit. Okay. And he reaches into the kit and he kind of looks at her and he pulls out this little bowl and puts this little piece of incense in there and lights it and kind of sets it over on the table. And he takes out a silver crucifix and puts it around his neck. And he kind of pulls out this little sprinkler and he looks at her and he kind of and so the water kind of hits her. And the interesting thing you see immediately when he does that is she takes a deep breath, but there's no rattle.
That's good.
And he says, "Huh."
She didn't sound like that before.
No, she sees, huh. He goes, and she goes, "Nice deep breath." And he says, I'm not sure this is a mundane disease. If you don't mind, if you would give me some time in here, I think a little prayer might be in order." And so he puts his stuff back in his little case, leaves the incense burning, and you notice that he goes over and he kind of kneels by her bed and folds his hands, and he just kind of is praying quietly. Immediately, you guys see that she starts breathing much more easily. And you're like, "Whoa, okay, so what's going on here?" And you even think maybe the color looks better on her.
Demon.
Something.
I have my suspicions.
I do too.
Guys, what is going on?
Do you think Miranda could have done this from the start?
Guys, come on.
I mean,
Do you want to do
the
something?
last
Ray?
text didn't have emojis in it.
Is it the real Miranda?
I'm
Just kidding.
Well, I have this ability called Holy Touch. Which, if I understand correctly, if I touch something offensive to the faith, and I can compel its high concept. I need to look this up just to Holy Touch, just to be sure. But basically, I just want to see if I use that ability on her, what there's a reaction. Let's see, Holy Touch. If used as an attack, which that's not what I'm doing,
No.
it's a weapon 1.
But it satisfies
It
the
says,
catch.
yeah, touch to justify or compel upon the high concept of any creature that would be offensive to your faith.
Okay.
Um,
You gonna touch her and pray?
yeah.
Okay. You walk over, kind of kneel across from Gabriel Beaumont, fold your hands, lay your hand on Dela, and start praying. Immediately, you notice that her temperature and her pulse and her blood pressure drops to a more normal level. Okay, and you're like, okay, something's going on. At which point, there's a knock on the door.
I'll go check it.
You walk over to the door and open it, and right as you get over there, the door swings open, and this very tall black man is standing there. He's got a top hat on and a black suit, and you notice that he's got, the skull painted on his face. And he walks and he says, "Oh, so I see our little wizard is having trouble."
Is this Percy?
No.
No.
No. You remember this guy. This is Papa Legba.
Oh.
Yeah, you've seen this guy before.
His whatever.
Yeah. And he kind of saunters in. I mean, this guy is tall and lanky. And he kind of saunters in, and he's, you're a pretty tall guy. He's probably got a foot on you.
Wow.
I mean, this guy may be 7 feet tall. And he looks like he probably weighs...
With the top hat, he had to bow down a little bit.
Yeah, right. You're about right. He actually had to duck underneath the door. And he looks like he probably weighs 150 pounds, 175 pounds. I mean, this guy is skinny, rail thin. You're getting actual, kind of flashbacks to what Jack Skellington looks like. Okay, except this guy, of course, is not pumpkin-headed or anything like that. He's got a real face, but it is painted like a skull. And he comes walking in, and he looks around and he says, well, seems like she might be ready to make a bargain now. Your eyes pop open. Boink, okay? You see Miranda praying. You see Gabriel Beaumont praying. They're kind of standing around, and you realize that Papa Legba is standing at the end of your bed, and he's got his arms crossed like that. He looks like he's 8 feet tall. And your eyes are open. The breathing mask is gone. Okay? And he says, "Are you ready to pay the piper, as they say?"
I don't like that.
What's the request?
"What do you have to pay me with? You destroyed my ward on my family that I was taking care of."
That's exactly what I thought it was.
"You owe me compensation, endangering a family that has treated me well for hundreds of years. What do you think you owe me?"
Well, I'd say we took care of them, so we have the contract now. You can leave.
Wow. Boom.
He ignored you.
Yeah.
He just doesn't even look at you.
No, ignore me.
Close the door, dragon form, so I can on the collar.
I will keep you in good liquor for as long as I live.
I can get good liquor anytime I want. Nice try, though.
I will look into fixing the ley line, which will help everyone.
You already owe that to someone else. You can't double play me.
How did he know? Because he's Papa Legba.
He looks at you and says, "I have an idea. You will owe me one favor, little girl."
No.
Anybody got a sock full of gems?
I do.
Your sword case.
I wish I had Harry's brain at this point.
Yeah. "You will owe me one favor,
I
little
don't
girl."
think that's going to satisfy him, though.
Say you owe him a quarter favor. You in the middle of the half favor. That's how it works, right?
I pay my debts, but it must be something that will not destroy my life or the life of my friends.
Why would I want to destroy the life of the person who owes me a favor? And as far as I can tell, if you owe me a favor, so do they.
No.
I
And
do want to
You knew I should have stayed there.
Listen.
He says, "But I will not ask you for any favor that goes against your vows as a warden of the White Council."
Just so you know, I won't be fulfilling
As
on any
long
favors
as-
that go against my virtues.
I was like,
Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
except that I am the only one that will pay the favor.
He looks at you and his grin gets really big, almost weirdly big, and he goes, "Oh, we will see." And he says, "Shake on it."
On only I owing the favor?
On you owing me a favor.
My friends will never be included.
We will see.
As far as I'm trying to shake the hand, so it ain't my problem.
Well, shake.
I'm gonna take Dela's hand.
Actually, you can't move.
Oh, I can't? Oh,
No.
shoot!
You can make a might check if you would like.
Can I move?
No.
I'll make
None of you can. You make a might
Oh,
check
yeah.
if you would like to try and
Yeah.
break free from this.
This
Yes.
is what I do. I am the mic.
I know better.
I don't have my... No.
Might schmite for you guys. Right?
Tell you what, though, I can make a nice thing. You want a thing?
If you want a
nice
thing, I can make a thing. Yeah.
How about I will, but they cannot be asked to do things that go against their personal convictions.
The deal is between you and me, little one. Shake the hand or not, it will not be offered again.
So you said just between you and me?
All right. You reach out
No
to
one
grab
else?
it, and you reach out to grab it, and as soon as you do, he reaches over and slashes your palm
Of course he
with his
does.
fingernail, okay?
Not
and then
surprised.
does the same thing here, and when you shake, okay, you can feel the blood kind of mingling, and he says, "Swear it on your full name."
I don't know my middle name.
I don't know.
I think it's just
Dela Avalowicious Fontenot.
Dela Fontenot.
Your full name.
Dela Alicia Fontenot.
It's a deal. All of a sudden, you guys can move, and he turns around and looks at all of you and says, "It was a pleasure," tips his hat, and starts heading towards the door. And he looks at all of you and he says, "By the way, she should recover quickly now, but if any of you ever want to make a deal, just let me know.
See?
You know who knows how to reach me." And he kind of chuckles and spins his cane and walks out the door, and you're like, yeah.
I'm gonna say, I'm sorry guys. I had no idea. That schmuck did that from the get-go when he first met me on the thing, I'm sure.
Actually, you ironically don't feel any better.
Oh wow, you made a deal and it didn't even help.
You ironically still feel bad. And funnily enough,
I blame
the face mask thing is right back where it was. So you can't even talk because you're breathing. Your eyes are open, but you got the tube down your throat.
Did they even see him?
Yes. And they
Yeah, I
actually
opened the door for
heard
him, I
the
guess.
exchange between you, but they just couldn't move. What'd you say? Sorry, Kyle.
I was like, oh yeah, I opened the door or whatever.
Yeah.
I still can't talk to them though?
You can take the mask off and pull the tube out of your throat?
No, I would not recommend doing that.
No.
You
Bad.
can grab a piece of... You can grab a... Well, probably not grab a phone and type stuff, but
gonna
you
say-
might could grab a piece of paper and write something down if you want.
Is her palm still bleeding?
I told him
Yes.
only me, not you guys.
Did you tell him to make you better though?
Shut up. I'm sick.
All right.
Sick
Bring
and
me some
tired.
chicken soup.
30 minutes goes by, and the same dark-haired doctor you saw comes in and says, "Okay, we figured out what the problem is. She's got a pretty nasty infection in her lungs. Looks like maybe she inhaled some of the water from Pontchartrain, which is pretty bad, and it's not a good thing. So what we're going to need you to do is I'm going to send you home with this little breathing treatment machine. And it's got this medicine that you're going to need to put in there, and you're going to need to do it 3 times a day for 3 days. That should kill most of the bacteria and stuff in your lungs. I'm also going to give you these antibiotics to take with you as well. I need you to make sure that you don't drink any alcohol for the next week while you're taking the antibiotics, and also that you make sure that you drink lots of water. Don't take them on an empty stomach.
Got
But
that covered.
you should be fine other than that. If you're not, here's my card. Okay.
Thank you.
And her name is Dr. Andrea. Write her name down so I don't forget. Andrea Keller. Yeah, we'll go with that. And she says, if you don't recover or don't start immediately to feel better after 1 day, then give me a call and we'll figure something else out.
In my mind, all I can think is, why could you not have been like 15 minutes earlier?
And so she comes in.
But I say thank you.
She comes in and she undoes the thing, takes the breathing thing off very carefully to make sure she doesn't scratch her throat up or anything like that, unhooks all the EKG stuff and like that. And she says, it's amazing. I thought you were a whole lot sicker than you were, but once we got your blood work back, we realized it was just a bacterial infection in your lungs. It's crazy.
I think that there was more. I think you and Gabriel did something. Probably Papa Legba. Jerk.
Can't
I
help
wonder
but
if I get in
feel-
trouble if I wrote Papa Legba's a jerk everywhere on like all the telephone poles and.
You'd probably get in trouble.
Mm.
Yeah. People would not appreciate that.
Yeah.
Probably, definitely, the voodoo practitioners would not appreciate that. All right,
So
so
short it down like
And possibly the
P.I.J.
New Orleans media.
yeah, that's true. That is graffiti. Graffiti. So you get your stuff, collect your things, sit up out of the bed. You're still a little lightheaded and dizzy, but you feel pretty well. She says, admitting will handle all the paperwork downstairs. So let me get you the paperwork and you can sign off on it. She, leaves. Nurse comes in with the paperwork. You fill out the paperwork. It looks like the charge for it is like $300.
Okay, we can clear that.
Yeah,
easy.
and you're like, okay. You're thinking maybe sliding scale because you don't have a whole lot of income. And so you head downstairs. They hand you the little breathing treatment machine and the little drops that you're supposed to put into it. The antibiotic, which looks like a Z pack, is what it is. And then they discharge you and you're ready to head home. All right, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I'm staying with you for the next 3 days until this clears out, just to make
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Alrighty. What are the rest of you
Roll
doing?
into the house.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Head back to the house. Head back to the house. Head back to the house. You head to her house. You do your first breathing treatment when you get home. Kind of toddle off to bed. Feel much better. You're kind of crashing on the couch. She actually has a DVD player and TVs and several DVDs. No, she doesn't have a DVD player or a TV. Never mind, I lied. Because it doesn't work around her. What am I thinking?
I have a TV.
Oh, you have a TV. That's right. It's one of those old school TVs with the vacuum, not vacuum.
Cathode ray tubes.
Yeah, cathode ray tubes. Those old ones. Yeah, CRTs.
I just gotta lay on her couch and stare at that teapot.
I have books.
Lots of
Miss
books.
my laptop. I'll go through her books.
Yes. There's actually some pretty good ones. You notice that there's a few just kind of romances. Nothing really trashy, but nice to read. You grab one, kind of settle in.
The Awakening.
I feel like
Read
Dela's
this
the
one.
kind of person who would own like a record player.
Victrola. Crank it. Get the flywheel going. You crash pretty quickly. You're a little tired, and Gabriel Beaumont, kind of basically follows you guys home, makes sure everything's okay, asks you if you need anything, and then heads back to, La Laurie Mansion, if you remember. So, yeah.
Speaking of Gabriel.
I'm gonna set up a threshold in the house.
All right. No problem.
So, we all
living in Yellow City?
saw what transpired, and yes.
Yes.
He saw what transpired?
Who? What?
Did Gabriel? Yeah. Did we?
Did he see
confirm
Papa
him
Legba?
afterwards?
Yeah, he did see Papa Legba.
Witness
Okay,
that?
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he can take Papa Legba down.
Yeah. Before, did he walk home with us then?
Oh, he rode. Well, he drove his car to there. He has.
Oh, okay. So
He has a nice BMW.
nice.
So, yeah, he's got a nice car.
So yeah, I would have liked to work with him before he peeled
Okay,
off.
yeah. Before you take off, yeah, sure. What do you want asking?
So do you think that that's what we were sensing in there? Is that presence or
No.
yeah?
I think that our prayers to the Almighty had more of an effect on their own, but I didn't sense a demonic presence or a sense of evil from her. I think she was just really, really sick. Lake Pontchartrain's pretty gross, and that's a good way to die. So yeah, I think it was just that she was really ill, and I think the Almighty listens to, especially those He holds close, and so I think He heard our prayers and took an active hand in it.
And so you think that fella just sort of swooped in and tried to steal the thunder, right?
Legba is known as a trickster. It wouldn't surprise me if he had nothing to do with Dela's condition and just coerced her because we thought it would heal her. He does operate that way. I've had dealings with him in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel kind of responsible because this whole thing sort of happened because I was like all gung ho about going on this treasure hunt. I'll tell you. About
How
it.
did that go?
Hashtag Miranda's fault.
Really well. And
So did you
I will,
find it?
I'll take out the sock of gemstones and sort of just like pour them in my hand.
You did find Lafitte's treasure. That's
Yeah, it was
really awesome.
pretty awesome. Here, have some. Just sprinkle a few in a salad.
My monetary needs have been taken care of by the church for a long time, and by some very lucrative investments I made when I was younger.
that's great.
So yeah.
This has just been kind of fun. It doesn't even feel real to me. Like I don't even super duper care about the money. I'm just excited that it was real. You know?
Yeah. Well, Lafitte's treasure, that's something that's eluded people for hundreds of years. Kind of cool to be the people who found it.
Yeah. It was in a stove. It was a stove.
It was a stuff in it. Wait, explain?
The gold was melted and formed into a giant cast iron stove, only it was gold, and then it was just coated in black paint.
There's a movie from the 70s where the way they hid the gold was they made the actual car out of gold. And so the way they smuggled the gold... Huh. Interesting. Oh, well.
How did the tires not pop?
Is that a Cheech and Chong movie?
No. He says, interesting. Well, I'm just glad that Dela's hopefully on the mend and all of you came through it okay.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, anytime. Just give me a call. You know, I've seen a lot of sick people in my time, but I've seen a lot more people get better in my time, too. He goes out to his BMW, slides in, and off he heads out. Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit more clarity on that situation.
I feel kind of sad that the gravity of the fact that Miranda keeps part of Lafitte's treasure in a sock is just hit me.
Yeah. Well, it's a clean sock. It's not
Right,
sweaty.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a clean sock.
This one's clean.
Yeah, the other one was not. That's
That was
correct.
the sock I was wearing.
You head inside, probably, sit down, read a book, maybe even turn the TV on. She has a few channels. The rest of you headed back to your place. You probably put the final finishing touches on the armor. You may have gone out to a bar. I mean, it's early for you. Volt.
I'll join Bunk at the bar.
All right, you guys kind of tie one on, hang out for a little while, catch some. There's not a whole lot of good music on a Monday, Tuesday night, Monday night. Not a whole lot of good music. A lot of the places are closed, but a few places. Kind of hang out, good cold drink, nice atmosphere. Probably around 11 o'clock or midnight, you guys head home and crash out for it. Tuesday morning dawns bright and early. You're still in bed. You're probably. You got to meet a plumber and the security guy who's going to come install the stuff. They're there pretty early. They install the security cameras. The plumber comes in and plumbs the bathroom. Gets some ideas of what you want. Do you want granite? Do you want a shower? All those different things. Starts lining up a good subcontractor that works for him who'll be here the next day or so to start working on it. The guy who has going to make your bedroom, send you some pictures from where he's standing in Lowe's, wanting ideas about what you want, what kind of colors you want, paint swaths, and he said he'll be there Wednesday as well. So it looks like maybe by Thursday, maybe by the end of the week, you may have your entire place at least outfitted with a bedroom and a bathroom, which is it's a good start.
Sweet.
Yeah. You wake up the next morning. You gonna head and take his armor over to him, or are you gonna have him come get it? You can head over there if you want. You got your
I
scooter.
have been to your place before.
Yes, you have. I think everybody's been there. Pretty much everybody's place
Because
almost.
that's where we went to the Never at.
Yeah.
Scooter.
I mean, I'll just call you at that point. I mean, just gonna ask like.
Hello?
Hey, Volt.
Hey.
Hey, are you busy right now?
Just at the place. The lair.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm done with your armor.
Sweet. When can I get it?
Whenever you want to. Do you want to come here, or do you want me to head there?
Is today the day I have the appointments and stuff you said?
But you've already handled them, so
Alright,
yeah.
Okay. So either one works for me.
Alright. Then, it might be better if you come to me. Because I'm not exactly sure how to put everything and then ride the moped over there.
That's true. I've got a massive trunk space.
Yeah.
Alright.
And no junk in
there.
your trunk. That's right. That's it.
Yeah.
You head over. Pick up the armor. It's all finished and things like that.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a fast forward here. Next 3 days of breath treatments go pretty well. You consistently feel better. By the end of the week, you have a nice area to live. You've completed a couple sets, made a little bit of extra money. Not like you need it right now. And Dela, by the end of the week, is feeling markedly better, almost like your old self. You've completed a few other assignments, redone some potions and things like that, and you're feeling well enough by the end of the week. It's about November 20th or somewhere in there to probably start looking into the ley line thing. But yeah, your lair is definitely set up as a lair. You've actually been able to actually kind of set up the little hole underneath the shipping container to be a little less of a hole and more of kind of like a squarish area where you could actually, you've actually procured a safe and been able to a big safe to put stuff into. You've watched National Treasure a couple times, gotten a couple more DVDs from BJ, and he has verified the gems. Friday morning, bright and early, you kind of wake up, you're feeling better. Jody, you're feeling better. You've headed home because she's feeling pretty good. You get a phone call, all of you, from Thomas Thibodeau. And he says, I've had my friend verify the fact that the gemstones that you left with me are real. We've liquidated quite a few of them. And also I've been able to move some of the gold. You might want to check your balance. The LLC currently has a balance of $500,000. He said also your personal bank accounts, I've taken the liberty of placing $15,000 into each of those. That shouldn't raise any red flags right now. So make sure everybody knows, you have $15,000 in your bank accounts and the LLC has $500,000. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's a good bit of money. And remember, you guys all have checkbooks to write money off of the LLC.
LLC has how much?
$500,000, 500,000. Yep.
And we have how much in our bank account?
15,000. He says he's probably not going to be able to make any more deposits for a few more weeks because, again, he doesn't want to raise any red flags from the IRS or the federal government or anything like that. Yeah.
Still.
Well,
Okay.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
November 20th, remember, Thanksgiving is coming up as well. So it is getting close to Thanksgiving time. So, or Friendsgiving.
I'm gonna send a text in the group and be like, "What are we doing for Friendsgiving, guys?"
So will she be the one that actually created Friendsgiving? Because that's pretty recently, though, right?
Yeah.
What are we doing for Thanksgiving, people? Does
No, it's just
anybody
like, I
have
think it'd be
plans
amazing
with
that
their
you were the
family?
one who actually created
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Miranda invented it.
That's right. That's
Start doing that
right.
until like 2016 or 15 or something in college.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
fairly recent sort of
It is kind
phenomenon.
of,
Yeah.
I just figured I was out
You
of
guys
the loop,
have
and that was
plans?
something that just kind of was always a thing. And I just found out about it.
But do you guys have plans?
No.
You probably want to get together with your grandfather.
Grandfather, yeah.
I don't know if you have
My
anybody.
family's in Tennessee.
Right.
My family's in Florida.
Jody's family, I think, has moved
My
away.
family is deceased.
Well, or your sister.
Yeah,
Ooh,
your
you should
sister.
invite your sister.
Sister.
She likes Volt.
My family's deceased.
Your dad's
I don't
over
talk
in.
about my sister.
I'll
They
say,
don't know.
we're probably in the typical dragon
I don't
fashion.
think I
off
felt
doing our
about
own
you.
thing.
Have I?
Right. Well, your dad's off in. Well, Faravax is probably off. Lord knows doing what. I mean, he doesn't really hang around much.
Yeah.
What's your family doing?
It's just my dad, and he's in Florida.
So there you go. Well, there you go. You could bring your granddad, and you're not going to invite your sister to Thanksgiving.
Who?
Your sister.
Who?
GM to player. You're not going to invite your sister.
No.
Okay. So you start making plans.
Yeah. I'll send out invitation. I will. I need a location because my apartment is.
He's got a lot of room.
I was like,
All you need's a table, and that's not hard to get.
at the lair though?
Is it the
You should get a big Gothic wooden table with like a wooden tall chair at one end and a bunch of minor chairs that so you
Yeah.
could sit in it. And I've called you.
I like
Bolt
the
can
idea.
justify it in that.
I like the idea that
Heavy
like
dark wood.
wasn't even on his radar until it's like, hey man, can we host like a bunch of people at your place? You know, just like little Thanksgiving like kind of thing. Or something. It's like, man, I don't.
Oh, what the
Hold
I
on.
could get
Wait a
a
second.
really
Table?
nice
If we feed into Volt's pride, maybe we could,
Yeah, and,
his
and
ego,
a really
you know.
nice throne that I could sit in
Yeah,
at the end,
exactly.
with all kinds of ornate carvings. You're gonna need to go antiquing, which is not too bad. There's a lot of good antique shops
Oh,
around
yeah.
there. Yeah. So,
Yeah, a lot of good shots.
were you guys gonna have Thanksgiving at the lair? I love how
guess
it's
so.
become the lair.
The lair.
The lair.
Now with the upgrades, it's no longer the warehouse. It's
That's
the lair.
the lair, right? You start making plans. You decide to, buy a fried turkey because those are the best. Anybody else have? I don't think cooking's a skill.
I'm gonna bring some red beans and rice.
I'd like to believe it's just resources at this point.
Yeah, that's true. You guys can buy anything you need. That's true. Whatever you want to bring.
Yeah, but we usually have red beans and rice. So
If
then
I
Yeah,
wanted to
sure, you're
spend
in
about
the
8 to 10K of the money that was put into my bank account, could I arrange for a surprise to be ready by then?
You want to text me with the surprise?
Yeah.
a 30-foot
Lord.
tall
Just don't put it in the group
Yeah,
chat.
it's gonna-
Yeah.
different flavors.
All right, so you guys start figuring out who's going to bring what on Thursday. It's about, let's see, I think it's probably it's probably Friday morning, so you got about a week to get things ready.
Ooh, I'm bringing pumpkin pie too.
Oh, cool. You head to an antique shop. Yeah, find a beautiful dark table with red velvet cushions. It's in excellent shape, and this one it's got two big old ornate chairs for one for each end, and then really nice ones in between.
Yeah, I'll stash the second one in the back somewhere.
There can be only one.
There can be only one big ornate chair.
What you mean is you're putting away your spare.
Exactly, just in case. You never know what's going to happen on a dragon lair. I've heard legends
Dragon's
where
lair.
knights in shining armor try to challenge dragons a lot. So.
They're crunchy. You just got to get the tough outer shell off, and then they're pretty tasty.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I've got a new piece to.
Yeah, right. You get your armor. You probably have probably one of those dummies that you can actually put it on, maybe a mannequin or some
It's
kind
like
of armor.
Batman style, like with the glass.
Right.
in front of it,
Oh, there you go.
maybe
You
a
can
case
definitely
or
get a
something.
glass case while you're out antiquing. Spend a little bit of money.
Something pretty cool.
Anybody else going to spend some time buying stuff besides stuff to get ready for Thanksgiving? No.
I mean, Like I'm probably looking at new trombones, but I'm like, no, I still like the one I got.
This is true.
And you know, just that kind of.
I think I'll like go around and anonymously like put big donations in like the Salvation Army, the soup kitchens.
Yeah, you got plenty
just
of money.
like
for that.
different little organizations, not make a big deal, drop money
Yeah.
off in the churches.
You can put some cash out and do that.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. You're looking at new trombones, but deciding the one you have you like. Are you gonna invite your grandfather to Thanksgiving?
Invite your grandfather, and
You get everything set up. You've actually had a guy come in and actually carpet an area of the lair where you can actually put the table. You have that little tiny kitchenette upstairs, don't you?
Yeah, I think I'm getting rid of that.
Yeah, you may need to get a real kitchen.
Yeah, or at least tear down the stairs from the outside and completely wall it off.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Just take that that area out. Good, yeah. Or, well, I don't know. You can also do some other stuff. Anyway, anything in particular you're doing?
You give us like an upstairs dungeon or something.
Dungeon. Cages and...
First couple things go through my mind. Probably go and search through the little Paranet thing. Since I have more resources now, I'm kind of curious what other little places, kind of like Marie Laveau's little shop or whatnot,
Right.
there might be where other things could be.
You're still running into about once a week one of the Paranetters disappears.
Eventually, there won't be left.
Well, and what it was for a while there, it was like a couple, 2 or 3 of them a week, and so they started traveling in pairs and threes and fours. It's only when they get caught by themselves is what's happening. Yeah. So let's see.
That, and I want to go ahead and get a nice toolbox with all the tools in
Well,
it.
you can do that. Yeah, probably
must
buy a
be.
few tools if you want to.
Yeah.
I will be putting all of my energy into that.
Gotcha. It's amazing how quickly the day or the week goes. What were you gonna do, Jed?
Well, besides donating the money, I was gonna go like do some more ley line.
Mapping? You're gonna check
Mapping.
into it,
Well, researching
right?
like.
Like what?
Well, I know that the pole is coming from New Orleans, so I was
Right.
gonna see if maybe I could somehow, because I saw the ley line, I felt it. Did I
Yeah,
have to use my wizard eye, or did I just notice it?
you'd have to do some wizard eye stuff. Right now, you're really not feeling up to that. You're
Okay.
still a little under the weather.
I'll just putter around my house. Then.
There's nothing wrong with that. Again, you get closer and closer to Thanksgiving, and before you know it, it's here. You guys head to the lair Thanksgiving morning, probably around 9 or 10 o'clock. You've got your red beans and rice and your pumpkin pie, and everybody's got their various things they're bringing to the food to eat. You pick up your grandfather, head over that direction. You guys, first person to arrive would be...
Would be me. That's difficult.
I'm taking public transportation, so I don't know how much that
I'm
would.
intentionally timing it to try to arrive last, but I don't know.
Okay, so who's going to
Well,
be
if you
What
give
time
me
is
a
it?
time, I'd like to believe I'm
Yeah.
going to be around that
Okay,
time.
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be
I'll
like
be there
15
at
minutes
5.
late.
All right, so you pull up in your
He said
scooter.
9.
The gates open for you. You pull in, kind of chain it to one of the posts out of habit. Reach under the back where your cooler is with all your food to be kept warm, and walk over to the downstairs roll up thing, which you've reinforced and also put in nice locks. Knock on the door. Dum, dum, dum. Hit the button. Garage door opener, right? The door rolls
I'm
up.
trying to sit here and think. Last time I was here, I don't think we actually used your little downstairs part.
Nope.
I remember
No,
going
we
up
only
the
went
thing.
upstairs.
Yeah.
On the outside.
I think I would actually go up there because I would just assume that that's like where the thing would be.
Yeah, well,
Just-
actually, the lights are off, and when you knock on the door, he probably hits the button anyway. You're like, what? And you go downstairs. You step inside, walk this way. Sorry. You notice that there's an area that actually looks like a finished room. It's got a door going into it. There's a really... he's done a lot of work in here. A lot of the walls have been, cleaned up. There's an area off to the side with a beautiful antique wooden table, and there's actual carpeting. I mean, you're kind of like, wow, this actually looks like you could live here. It's really nice. And you roll up about that time. You don't have a car, do you? No.
we take
Public transportation. He's just stepped in. You've got your casserole dish and maybe a bag of something, probably rolls or something like that. You walk in through there, and the Volt's downstairs, and he's say anything in particular?
Oh,
Welcome to the lair.
Walk in. Ooh. Oh.
I didn't
I didn't
realize.
prepare for this. Yeah. Welcome to the lair.
And
in fashion, I'll drag it out.
okay, cool.
That
Lights are all
freaks
nice.
my grandfather out.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the family are there, and I have to immediately kill them. I am so sorry.
You can choose not to drag it.
No, I'm not gonna drag it out.
All right.
Grandfather just passes out.
Your grandfather looks at him and goes, "The lair. Oh, I could bring a bunch of chicks here if I had a nice place like this. A nice place you got here. You got one of those big red heart-shaped beds in the other room too?
It's in the works.
All right, excellent. Well, I like this place. Lots of room.
Grandpa's style.
Yeah, jazz musician. Yeah, probably smokes a bit too. Probably not all cigarettes. Yeah.
He was a practitioner also, right?
Yes, he
Okay.
is. You come up next on public transportation. Go up, knock on the upstairs door, possibly. The downstairs.
Well, I noticed downstairs looks pretty electronic, and I'm afraid of destroying it, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up
Please
to
don't
where I
destroy my
have
cameras.
gone before.
Right. So you knock on it. Okay. You and actually you're gonna need to be downstairs. You huff it downstairs. Actually, you notice that the only thing you might actually be able to affect is there's a few cameras around, but they're high enough up and far enough out of the way that probably you're not going to affect them.
Okay, and I'm not nervous right now. So
No, you're
I'm
not.
okay.
Actually, you're pretty relaxed and groovy, enjoying what's going on. Stepping through the door. Wow, he's been busy. He's got an actual area
wow,
that's got a
this
bedroom.
Looks nice.
Yeah, there's a
Thanks.
bathroom. There's an area that's carpeted with this beautiful antique table. Okay,
I make the joke almost fit for a dragon, you could say.
there you go. You're
Okay.
getting ready to roll down the door, and all of a sudden, pulling through the gates is this van, and on the side of it's got those cool bubble windows coming out of it, that were hot in the 70s, and on the side, airbrushed, is what looks like a dragon. A woman wielding a sword, a
Like
woman
the-
wielding an umbrella and a sword, a guy with a trombone, and a guy with a big gun, kind of like that. And then it looks like it's been airbrushed on the side or something
You
like
hear Aerosmith's "Walk This Way" just blaring out of it.
that. And she rolls in under the rolled up gate, okay, a door, because there's room, and then it cuts off. And door opens, and Miranda steps out.
What?
So is the van in the living room? I'm confused.
No. There's an area where you could pull an actual
Oh, okay,
car.
okay.
That is, probably he's got 2 roll-up doors. One of them is where the Impala is, and the other one is probably just empty.
It's like super metal. The painting, metal, not metal.
Yeah.
But it's like
Very 80s
eyes-
airbrush.
Plastic airbrush.
Yeah.
Della's
80s airbrush
eyes
on the
lit
side.
up with hair all out like this, like when she was grabbing the ley lines, and wings out
Darwin's clutching her leg with his gun up. Like the Star Wars poster.
like mist coming out of the trombone, like circling the whole thing.
I feel like Dora would be very much like, really?
No, really?
So me, I like it a lot.
on the hood there's like a in that bubble letter graffiti style DCC on the hood.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
And I just open it up and I have like a big pan of dressing and I'm like, guys, I got us a mobile.
Wow.
It's a DCC mobile.
Oh, this is a company vehicle.
Yes.
It's a tax write-off. Yes.
we never we always have to squeeze into one vehicle, so I wanted to get something that could transport us
She's not
all
wrong.
around.
Well, the Impala has
A
lots of
little
room.
room.
5 people is a
5
little
is
bit.
a lot.
3 in the back seat is a little bit squinchy.
So
Well, it's great for picking up guys. Anyways. Well, and if something ever happens, you have to move out of BJ's, you could live in the van.
True.
Yes.
Pretty rad van.
Yeah.
Living in a van down by the river.
That's right. There you go.
I'm thinking about installing a weapons weapons rack over here, over this window. I'm like, just
Live in a van down by the river.
it's not a new van, guys. It is like really
that's what I'm
not in
picturing.
good shape,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's kind
No,
of
actually,
smells.
it's
It's
in pretty
cool.
good shape.
It is?
Actually,
Okay,
yeah.
good. I was
The
able to
guy
find
you
it.
got it from, it's not new. It's got around 75,000 miles
I'm
on
getting
it.
A-team vibe.
Yeah, very much an 18 vibe. You probably got it from this guy named B.A. Baracus who had left this group, but no, I'm just kidding.
I got
Um,
your face.
Got it from a guy named Fred.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah,
So,
it used to be white. You had that painted over. Those hooks inside that had chains attached to them was a little creepy, but you got rid of those too. So yeah, I'm just kidding.
Save those for later.
That's right. So you know,
Very cool.
she hops out with the huge pan of dressing, puts it on the table, and you guys settle in. Everybody's pretty hungry. All the food smells really, really good. You go out and get the plates. What kind of plates you want to have? You have real ornate plates? Or you
Yeah, we get dragon tier.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
He
So
pulls
this
out these
is like
really
a
nice
banquet hall thing.
Yeah,
set up.
that's
Yeah,
banquet
no.
hall table. That's
Maybe
for sure.
some chalices up in here.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course there are,
This
yeah.
is,
Some glass chalices with pewter and stuff.
strutting and flexing
Yeah.
the wings a little bit,
Yeah.
you know. Kind
So yeah, he set all this stuff out. The table, the food's put in the middle. You sit down around there. He sits, of course, in this huge ornate chair that's at one end. There is another ornate chair at the other end, and there are 3 chairs in between.
Oh no, I've got the huge ornate chair at the other end. It's in storage.
No,
There's
one
only
ornate
one
chair.
ornate huge chair.
Gotcha.
And my grandfather goes and sits down in there.
Right.
The spare one.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Oh,
just
yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
what he-
you
that's
guys-
how he- yeah, old man is just like, this is where I'm sitting.
Yeah. So you sit by your grandfather. Probably Darwin
You're like,
sits. You guys are on the other side. You're sitting
I just
there.
imagine like a single tiny flame popping out.
Yeah.
Lightning.
Like,
Anybody gonna offer grace?
Absolutely.
Just checking. Okay.
Friends.
I mean, I'll pray for it. I probably wouldn't offer it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Just be like, guys.
Bow your heads.
Dear Lord, thank you so much for this found family and for keeping us all safe during these really trying times. We're glad that we're all able to sit here alive and mostly in one piece today to enjoy this meal together. And thank you for helping us find the treasure. And I hope you keep your eye on us while we continue to look into these other shenanigans. Amen.
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 You dig in. The food is phenomenal. Fried turkey's really good. Dressing is amazing. You eat and eat and eat and eat until you just can't eat anymore. And then, of course, as you do on Thanksgiving, you eat more. You've got probably various football games on your flat screen
Do you have any
television.
couches? Because I need to lay down.
You probably do,
probably
actually.
do.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably put a few couches in around the the
I
area.
bust out some fancy. Oh wait, that $1,500 bourbon. I bust that out.
There you go.
yeah.
Oh, that pappy. Yeah.
Did you ever get a new microwave after...
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
No, it's still
I've got a toaster
That's the
oven.
only thing.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Is
Do you actually? You guys probably go upstairs to the office area.
Yeah, the lounge.
and,
I'll convert that to a
There you
VIP
go.
lounge. Little
Yeah.
thing. There we go.
You
Nice.
settle into kind of the new couches that you put in there that are now leather and overstuffed. The flat screens on the walls kind of settle in. You're studiously making sure that you are very calm. So when a touchdown happens, you immediately go, "Whew, that was really cool. That was really cool. I'm going to be very calm. Calm so you don't blow out anything like that." You get satellite television, let's say that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and the day passes very, very pleasantly. Several of you kind of at some point doze off from the tryptophan from the turkey, and sometime around 5 or 6 o'clock that night, you're figuring that it's probably time to head home. You're sitting there.
New Orleans was playing Dallas that day.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's a big game. Yeah, for sure. You're having a lot of trouble not getting excited about the game then, that's for sure. You head down. You got the van. You're offering to get people rides home.
Heck yeah.
Pile into the van. You've rolled up the door. And there's a guy standing outside the door.
What's he look like?
That guy.
Kind of blonde-headed. He's got a baseball cap on, turned around to the back. And he's standing there, and he looks around at you, and he says, "Dela, Fontenot."
Where?
You, Dela, Fontenot.
Yes. Who are you?
I've been sent by Lou. Lou says that you owe him some assistance with the ley line problem.
Yes.
He understands that you've been sick, but it's getting bad for the people of the park.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look into it soon.
I've been looking into it. Where can I meet Lou?
Actually, you haven't.
Yes, I have. I know about the sick line. And
Oh, yeah,
that
that's true.
goes to New Orleans in the east.
He says, well, if you want, he will meet you in Central or in Ottoman Park now. Shift your fans right to your sleeves.
Okay. All right.
Detour, guys.
I'm gonna say sorry, guys. I gotta meet him. They've been waiting a long time, but I think I have enough information that we can at least make some decisions.
Well, if you guys want to go on home, I won't hold it against you, but I think I'm gonna hop out and go with her. So.
Oh no! He looks at you and says, "I figured we would take your conveyance."
Oh, that is a thing that can
My
happen.
grandpa's with me, so I was like,
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry about any of this.
Are y'all cool to go with us then?
You gonna take Grandpa in the van too? There's plenty of room.
Well,
Yeah.
sure.
You gonna get in the van? Your scooter's here. You don't
I
have to.
know.
No.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
There's room
If
for
I
it
get
in the
in the-
back.
I mean,
You can probably put it on the back.
You can put it on
you
the
know
back.
you put a bike rack on the back
Oh
for the
my
scooter.
God.
You know you did that. There's no way you
And
would
it's
leave the
been
scooter behind.
future-proofed. I've got the cage on top so we can eventually put stuff up there.
There you go. She is ready.
This thing is tricked out, Daddy.
Yeah.
out of game. Speaking of which, soon Resurrection will be raffling off an electric bike.
It's actually pretty cool.
Nice.
I don't know how much.
My
I don't
engineers
know.
what I would
assembled it today. We
for
still don't know if
that
it works, but we had to charge the batteries up. And as soon as the batteries get charged, we're going to try it out. So, yeah, I'm going to take it out, get them to roll it outside.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm gonna ask this dude, how'd you find us?
Dela Fontenot owes Lou a favor, and because of that, I can find her.
Starting to
I
rack
kinda
up
give
them favors.
Smoldering eyes a little bit at Dela. I was like, all right.
Well, I knew where she was located
You don't have to go.
because Lou told me where to find her.
Yeah, but how does he know where I live?
Oh, he didn't. He just knew where she was.
Yeah. And some eyes smolder a little bit. And
This is not where he lives, by the way. This is
Oh.
where I live.
Oh, okay. He doesn't know where any of y'all live. He just knows
I live in
Dela's
this van.
located at this spot. Yeah, that's all he knows.
No, knowing what he is, he probably could care less about your housing and stuff.
He says, so to Ottoman Park?
To
it
Ottoman
was
Park.
nice enough for him to just stand out here and wait, though.
Yeah, I guess wait till we're done.
Yeah.
Well, he also didn't want to trip your alarms, too, and stuff. So, you know.
I also had to wait for us to leave.
Yeah. So who's going in the van?
I guess I am.
All of
You
us.
are?
I'm
Unless-
taking the
I
Impala.
guess.
Is
all
Grandpa
of us.
going too?
I don't call Grandpa a taxi.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
You get plenty of money for tax. Are you going on the scooter, or are you going
Probably
to
pass
strap
out.
the scooter to
He'd probably-
the thing and then
yeah,
ride with them?
I mean, if they have a thing on
They
it.
do.
I
They
can
do.
cover
Oh, yes,
the
absolutely.
taxi. I still have lots of loose cash from whenever I
Yeah, that's
cashed
right.
in that diamond.
Yeah. You take
Can I
your scooter.
drive?
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
You put the scooter on the back. Okay. You hop into the driver's seat. You pull into the passenger seat. You climb in the back. I assume you climb in the back. You climb into the Impala. Interestingly enough, this gentleman walks over to the passenger side door and opens it to get into the Impala with you.
Does he get in or is he waiting?
Well, he looks at you and he says, "Yours is much cooler than theirs."
I like this guy. Come on in.
He slides in. You notice across his back, he's got what looks like
Look
a
at the look of betrayal.
I take exception to that. I didn't hear that.
Black Impala is pretty cool. It really is. He has across his back what looks like a sword case, very similar to what she carries, and he kind of slings it around and puts it across his lap. And then, closes the door, and he kind of looks around and he says, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you take off.
I can
Yep.
imagine the conversation on the bread.
Well, he's driving.
Yeah, he turns his hat around to the front so that the bill is not hitting the seat rest.
Yeah, I'll put on some heavy rock or something.
He goes, I approve. This is good. You get he's got some weird mannerisms to him. You're thinking this guy may not be a normal human. He just says things strangely. Yeah,
Or just not
Do we-
normal.
Do we know
in
about
general.
Keebler? at all? Have you told us anything about him?
No.
I don't think so.
I just know that I've been summoned
I think
into
I've
some of
just
Dela's
told
stuff.
you that I've been talking to some people in the park that live in a tree.
I think you might have that lunar tree. I think you might have said something along those lines, but
I do believe you've mentioned it to him, but I don't know that you've introduced them or anything.
I'm gonna drop some small talk and be like, so, what brings you to New Orleans?
Oh,
Well, you've been here.
I live in New Orleans. I work for Lou.
And who is this exactly?
Lou.
Lou.
He is.
Lou Boo!
He kind of looks
Yep,
at you. Do you have rapport?
I thought I did, but it turned out I don't. Oh, I do. Okay.
Okay, make a rapport check. Well, okay.
Alright, mine isn't fantastic. I got a 3.
Okay, you beat him. He looks at you and says, "Oh, Lou. Lou, who is the king of the Autumn people."
Lou who? Do I know who that is?
No,
Autumn
you
people?
know, do you have lore?
I do have lore.
Okay, make a lore check.
Because I found out how useful that skill is, so I ended up taking
it's not a bad one to have. It really is not. What'd you get?
That's a 0.
No, you maybe something to do with the Fae. You're not sure. Autumn people sounds like winter or summer court, but you never heard of an autumn people. That's I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. You guys follow the Impala down to Audubon Park, and head towards the tree where the singing tree where it's got the bells in it, where you've always met Lou.
Are people out and about?
No. One thing you do notice is that, last time when you were there, things had kind of gone downhill. This time, there's a lot of junkies kind of sitting on benches, kind of twitching uncontrollably. You see a lot of people around the park sleeping under the park benches. There's a lot of homeless people here. They were not in Audubon Park last time you were here. The number of people here is, I don't know, probably quadrupled, a lot more. And so when you get out, you notice that this guy looks around and says, "It didn't used to be like this." And he actually looks a little sad. And you see him immediately walk over to one of the people on the bench, and he says something to the person. The person twitches and looks up at him, and he kind of pats him on the shoulder, and they kind of get up and walk and move on. And he reaches to one of the people underneath the bench, and you think he reaches into his pocket and hands him something, and the person underneath the bench takes it from him, and he kind of rolls over into his underneath his blankets and newspapers and stuff again. You head towards the tree. He's with you guys though.
And how long has it been? A couple weeks?
A couple weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
You head towards the tree. Lou is standing there outside the tree, and everybody give me an alert. Well, you give me an alertness check. Nobody else gets to. Sorry, because she's the only one who's seen him before. Yeah. You can reroll that. That one is cocked.
I really wanted to keep it as a plus, but a 2.
Okay. There's something you can't quite put your finger on about Lou that's different. You're not sure what it is. And
You feeling okay, Lou?
well, you get up to him and he says, before you can even say anything, "We had a deal.
Yes, we did.
I need you to hold up your end of the bargain.
I am.
Not soon enough. My people are dying."
I understand. So, ley lines. Miranda, I need your map.
Map. Right.
Yeah, she's always got it, that's for sure.
And I did transcribe
The ley lines.
the ley lines onto it.
So I'm putting down the map. I'm saying here is the map of New Orleans with the ley lines, and then did you draw all the ley
highlighter.
lines even way out to Pontchartrain?
Yes.
Okay, so we were in Lake Pontchartrain observing the ley lines,
And I put a purple highlighter on the one.
and there were 3 ley lines that met out here.
Right.
And this ley line right here is tainted. And I've managed to follow the taint. It was really difficult, but I managed to follow the taint all the way back to eastern New Orleans. And I've been sick for like
That same ley line goes right underneath Audubon Park.
Okay. So
And it actually goes across. It's actually not eastern New Orleans, it's western. It actually goes
western New Orleans.
It goes actually across the river.
Okay, so anyway, it goes all the way through New Orleans to the west, across the river.
He says, that's fine. I need you to find out what's sickening the ley line so my people will stop sickening.
It's something further west. I haven't found it yet.
Then find it.
Okay.
He says, and
would it help your people to move to a different section of the city for a while, away from this tainted ley line?
he looks at you and he says, this is what would help. And he licks his thumb and walks up to you and says, close your eyes. Okay, and he touches your eyelids, right? He says, do the rest of you want to see what she sees?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Right? He licks his thumb. Anybody else?
Sure.
Okay.
No,
Same
you
for
don't.
Look,
I've told you people no. Why are you doing this?
No.
No.
I'm on my knowledge quest now.
I don't have wizard stuff, so
Nah,
this
that's
is
true.
the closest.
Right, this is what time we
He says, open your eyes. Okay.
I know what I'm gonna say.
When you open your eyes, you see him, okay? He's standing there. He's got these kind of antlers coming up, and you can see that there's like leaves and branches in his hair. He's got on this green, you think it's kind of a tweed vest, but it might be moss. You're not sure. He's tall, very angular and thin, long fingers. This guy does not look human at all. He definitely looks like he's elvish or fey or something like that. And then he looks at you, and you notice that his eyes are kind of smoldering with this orange and red light. And he looks around, and every once in a while you can actually see kind of smoke comes up out of the corners. And he says, look. And when you turn around to look, you see that the person who was sitting on the bench is this young man, but he looks like he's made out of sticks. And he's got a human face and kind of a dandelion down kind of hair, and he's made out of sticks, and he's sitting there shivering. And he's not a human. He's very obviously a fairy. The guy lying underneath the bench is actually not a guy. It's actually a woman, and she's got kind of blondish hair, looks very elvish, but her hair's all matted. She's got nasty stuff in it, and you notice that her clothes look tattered and torn, and she's laying underneath the real newspapers. And everywhere you look around the park, you can see dwarves. But when you turn around and look at them, they eye you with kind of almost undisguised hatred. You see several other people where you would normally see the homeless people are sitting there. You can see they're sitting against a tree and they're shivering, but they're not people. They're all these fey folk. And Lou says, my people are dying. You've got to help us. And then he turns towards you and he says, we are looking for a new knight for the autumn people. Would you be interested in accepting the charge, mage?
What exactly does this entail?
I don't even know, and I'm on board for it.
He says, you would become my autumn knight, which means that I would use you to protect the people of the park. You would serve me. But with that contract would come access to my powers and abilities.
Ooh, like a warlock patron.
I mean, YOLO, right?
Yes.
This is probably the height of that craze, actually.
Did you invent YOLO? I invented Friendsgiving, and Bunk invented YOLO.
Nice.
Do you need an answer right now?
No, but please do not wait too long.
Okay.
Okay, now, in game terms, how much refresh do you have left?
6. I have 6.
It's going to cost you 3 refresh. Okay, but what it gives you access to is you would have thaumaturgy. You would be able to use the aspects of darkness, wind, and cold with your magic, not just spirit. And if you want to owe a favor to Lou, then you can tag that you're the Autumn Knight to give yourself +2. Your aspect you would have as, I don't know if it'd be your high aspect, but one of your major aspects is you're the Autumn Knight. Not only that, it gives you access to glamours. If you remember when we played with Patrick, that allows you to create illusions, even create minor items. So only fairy folk can do that. You know, normal. Well, okay, thaumaturge can do something like that, but you can't do it as evocation. You use an evocation spell. It also comes with, let's see, a spear and the cloak of shadows. Yeah.
Cloak of Shadow sounds real
as
good,
you-
though.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Sounds like a great way.
I'm
not to
sorry.
get
It
hit.
doesn't come with the cloak of shadows. I'm sorry. It comes the spear, which is the knight's, I guess, symbol of his being the Autumn Knight. When you hold the spear, you can do
Literally a staff of
you can do the
office.
glamours and stuff like. Yeah, it's a staff of office. You can do the glamours as long as you're holding the spear. It is a weapon 3. Yeah.
Wow.
Bro.
And it gives you the access to the ability called Cloak of Shadows, where you can see in the dark and you get a +2 to stealth checks. So
Weapons 3 is no joke. The
Oh,
Knight
no.
of the Cross Sword is only +1. So, like, that.
oh wait. Yeah, it's weapon 3. Sorry. Yeah. Weapon 3. Yeah.
That's an insane.
But remember,
amount of
it costs you 3 refresh.
Refresh. Well, I mean, I've yet to use
Right.
2 of them.
Totally up to you.
So again, you would gain aspects of harvest. Sorry, not harvest. You gain aspects of darkness, wind, and cold. Okay, because that's what the autumn people wield. And it would give you the ability to carry the spear, which would give you the Cloak of Shadows, weapon 3, and allows you to use glamours when you hold it. You can also, the spear can, I mean, because you can do glamours, you can make it look like anything else. I mean, it could be a stick, trombone, yeah, whatever you want it to look like. So yeah.
Hey, he's going to do it. He's just,
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely going to
Yeah.
do it. It's just if he's going to let this guy know right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says,
Milking
"Well,
the
then
role-play.
let me know your answer soon, please."
And he's pretty much, okay, I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
You drive a hard bargain.
Drive a hard bargain. Yeah.
All right. You will become my knight. Remember that you will defend my people, and that if you call upon me as your liege lord, I will come to your aid.
Okay.
And so, like I said, if you what aspects do you have?
I've got not scared to flee,
What's your high aspect?
trombone playing canetamancer.
We don't want to change that one.
Trombone playing Autumn Night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's go with that. We're going to change your high aspect to trombone playing Autumn Night. I like that. Yeah. Right.
Autumn Court official musician.
Yeah.
No.
Autumn Bard.
Yeah, right.
Really, yeah.
Autumn Piper.
Go ahead and, like I said,
Pipe.
erase 3 of your
Right.
refresh.
So-
You had 6, right? So now you're at 3.
Autumn
Yeah.
Boner.
Oh my god.
And you may want to write the stuff
Yeah.
that goes with it.
Yeah.
You can now use darkness, wind, and cold magic.
That's a trombone.
Yep. Trevor shaking his head.
And then you can use the
Okay.
spear, which is the Autumn Knight's symbol of power.
Alright.
Good time.
You can just call it the Autumn Knight's spear.
I was about to hand you one too.
Alright, so weapon 3.
Yeah, weapon 3.
These are evil.
It allows you to see in the dark and gives you +2 to stealth rolls.
And plus 2 to stealth roll.
2 to stealth rolls, yeah.
Does he hand him the spear right now?
I'm afraid his character's going to turn and stab me because apparently they're mad. I'm
And allows you to do glamours. Those are the minor veils and seemings where you can create minor
does he
objects and
not know
stuff
how
like that.
busy
Yeah.
I am?
Being sick.
Well,
So somehow I need to
sick,
get some.
investigating this and that, doing a treasure hunt.
You can use either discipline or deceit for when you're doing the
Feeling more and more
veils
guilty about
and stuff like
the
that.
things
So
I've done today.
you can literally instantly turn yourself invisible, and then you make a
A lot of
discipline
bad
check,
stuff happened
and then
as a
they
result
have to
of
beat it with their
We lost
alertness or
time, we got
whatever.
sick.
And then if you create an object, for people to realize it's not a real object, again, it's a discipline check, and they try and beat it with alertness. Yeah. So you say, all right, I'll do it. And he looks at you and says, good. And you realize that he reaches behind his back and pulls out this spear. And the spear, the blade of it is glowing like the sun. And it looks like it's on fire. And kind of in the back of your mind, and you guys all see this, by the way, whether you've got this stuff over your eyes or not, in the back of your mind, you can hear this kind of screaming voice. It's kind of like it's a scream that's going on far off. All right, and this haft of the spear looks like it's a big old tree limb, and it's all gnarled and twisted and stuff like that, but it's very, very straight. And so he reaches over to the spear, and there's a part of it where you can see a little twig hanging off, and he goes, rip! All right, the twig comes loose, and when he does, he holds it, and the spear just elongates from there, and then popping out of the top is this nice leaf-bladed metal part. And he takes the spear, puts it behind his back, the one that's on fire, right? It's kind of like that. And he takes the spear and he says, kneel.
I kneel.
And he says, I dub you the Autumn Knight, servant of the Autumn people, protector of the Autumn people and the Autumn Park. Never to fall to the Winter Court or to be seduced by the Summer Court. Do you accept your charge?
I do.
And he hands you the spear. Okay?
I must be really high.
Yeah. And when you hold the spear, you can feel all the stuff it'll allow you to do. It essentially gives you fey powers as long as you're holding
Dela
it.
feels
Yeah.
bad.
And then the spear that's behind his back just kind of fades away. And Lou looks at all of you and he says, please. And you notice he's not being he was kind of angry and mad and kind of like he was irritated that you hadn't taken care of this issue for him. And he finally looks around at all of you and he says, please, you've got to save my people.
I'm going to lean back, cross my arms, and go, what about the spring court?
The who?
The spring court.
Summer court? You mean?
You said the summer, the autumn, and the winter, but where's the fourth one?
There is no spring court. There's really not an autumn court, which is why we call ourselves the Autumn people. There is a summer court and a winter court, and we are the wild fae, the ones who have not chosen an allegiance. And many times because we do not have an allegiance, we are hunted down by either of the courts. And so we've decided that we've had enough of being hunted. So we've decided to hold together as the Autumn people. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we're going to be on this. We're going to take care of this, right, guys?
Heck yeah.